Okay, so like, not to fall into a mega stereotype of being like, new year, let's clean, let's organize. But like, my closet needs help. It is bad. And I need to do something about it. Out with the old, in with the new. Or in my case, out with the old, in with the old. Let's face it, I have a major thrifting problem. This is where the going through the closet stuff comes in. And I will be back with a pile of clothes. Okay, bye. This is about to be embarrassing. Let's go. Please pay no mind to this shoe rack. It is hideous, but it is fucking useful. Like, I can fit so very many shoes on here, and there's nowhere else for them to go. But here is the closet, which looks relatively normal, a bit messy. But down here, well, that's just a pile of clothes. We gotta clean this. I am in a thrifting moratorium until I resolve this situation. Alright, last time I wore that. Can you see this? This fabric? The fringe. TBD. R.I.P. skinny jeans. I don't think wide leg is for me. We flare now. I don't like red. Skinny jeans. So 2010. I don't know what to do about that. Not my vibe. Shorts. Red. Ready for the river. Too small. No. I think one striped shirt is not flattering anymore. Flamingo. I don't know if I'm really a hat person. I don't think I can get any money for these anymore. They're uncomfortable, and I love them. See how much I can get for them online. Broken. A piece of art. And they're broken. I should like put these on a shelf. At least it's out of my closet. Now it's on my living room floor. I'm going to divide these into 3 piles. Sell, alter, and donate. Donate. I made this, and I do like this fabric still. I wonder if I can turn it into something else. When choosing clothes to sell, you want to be pretty selective. This is a local, handmade, small designer. There's not enough recognition on the internet that I think I'll sell them, and I feel like they're in kind of questionable condition. Donate. Ugh, I love this slip. Too big. I'm gonna try one more time to think about how I can mend it, and then otherwise we gotta let it go. This is real velvet. I made it out of something else. But maybe if I added some fringe to it. Mend. Good questions to ask yourself.
Doubt it.
Is this in good condition? They're pretty old. Is this vintage? This is a tragedy. Vintage Maverick jeans that I made skinny. I kind of fucked them up. Is this in style right now? This just scream 2010. Honestly, loved it. Wore it all the time. I hate dresses. Me and dresses broke up. Donate. Another thing I made doesn't fit. These were my sheets in college. And now it's a shirt. And now it's gonna become something else. Skinny jeans. Mend. Is this a brand name? It's Zara. It is a chore coat. I feel like that's still in style right now. And it's rust, which is probably going out of style, but slowly would be my guess. I'll list it and see what happens. Is it in season? See, this is a calf hair Wilson jacket that I bought at the thrift store for $30 and thought I could at least double my money. But then I kind of loved it and wanted to wear it, but then I never wore it. So I should sell it. I should have sold it in the fall. Maybe give it a shot. And if I have to wait till next fall, like, you don't want to be selling boots in the summertime. Save them for fall. You'll get more for your money if you have space to store them and wait. Otherwise, you can try putting them up. Maybe they'll sell, maybe they won't. Maybe you have to donate them. Just things to keep in mind. If the answer is yes to most of these questions, then the item is probably a good candidate. Of course, then comes the question, where do I sell my items? Poshmark, Depop, Etsy, eBay, Mercari? Is that a thing? Think about what you're selling and who your potential buyer is and what platforms that potential buyer frequents. Something designer or big name will probably sell better on Poshmark or maybe eBay. OG American Apparel. I don't know how much money I'll get from it. We'll look it up. Another local brand. I don't know, maybe I should try to do this again. Just kidding. If your item skews youthful, definitely put that on Depop, maybe also Poshmark. I have another pair of gold tennis shoes. I don't need to. Zara pants. Honestly great. But I'll try to sell them. This is definitely vintage. Obviously. And I mean, like, I do love how fun it is, but I never wear it. But I also feel like it might just be whimsical enough to sell on Depop. I'm gonna list it and see what happens. Donate. Donate. It's vintage, it's beaded, it's beautiful. It's useless. You can't put anything in here. If it's like super vintage and like worth money vintage, put that on Etsy for sure, maybe eBay as well, possibly even Facebook Marketplace. People buying clothes on Facebook Marketplace? Let me know in the comments if you've bought clothes on Facebook Marketplace. I'm just curious. If you think your item will sell to maybe a little bit older of a crowd, probably put it on eBay. I feel like the boomers are still real into eBay. I mean, I love eBay. I buy everything on eBay. I think I might be like the only person in my generation who loves eBay. This is fabulous vintage that I got from an estate sale for $10. It has some stains on it, especially a big one on the lining that I think was there when I got it. I might have to let it go. Everything, wide leg, decent condition. Could probably still get like $20 or something from them. Selling clothes is actually a decent amount of work, so you want it to be worth your while. Anthropologie, so I might be able to get a little bit of money for it on Poshmark. We'll see how I feel. maybe there's a fourth pile, which is consider keeping. This is my pea coat from 7th grade. My mom bought it for me when we were moving to New York. This is like 18 or 19 years old, which is very impressive. It's super ripped up though, and it's not that warm, and I recently replaced it with a different used wool pea coat, so it is time to say goodbye. So much teenage debauchery in this jacket. You can also try Googling your item. An authentic from Paris shore coat. See how much they're going for. What did I pay for that in Paris? Like 25 euro? And this is like what I have. These are going for 60. 85. We'll give it a shot. Pretty good condition, all things considered. Oh, we're missing a button though. Only put in as much time as you think it is worth for you to be paid for this item. So if it takes you an hour to list an item, from like modeling it, editing the photos, measuring everything, writing a description, think about how much money you get paid an hour or how much money you'd like to be paid an hour, and you want to get at least that much money for the item, right? Because that's how business works. You'll want to take measurements where applicable. Armpit to armpit, 22 inches. Waist, hip, length, 27 inches. Arm length, leg length, inseam, as they call it. I know not everyone online does this, and if you want to skip it, I'm not here to tell you what to do. I just find it really infuriating when I'm trying to shop and I have to ask for these things. Someone's gonna ask. You're gonna have to do it anyway, especially when things are not returnable. It just sucks to get stuff that doesn't fit. Just do it, okay? I find it super helpful to create a Google Doc with my measurements and a little description of each item, what it's made out of, the condition that it's in, noting any rips, stains, or tears. I'll usually list an item on several different platforms, which is why having that Google Doc is really great, because then you can just copy and paste your description onto each one, upload your photos, and you're good. Take good photos. Have you ever been looking at like clothes online and there's like an item that's out of focus or like super dark, or they don't like show all the angles, and you're like, I wonder what the back of that shirt looks like. Get all the angles and use good lighting. Put some effort into editing them, at least to color correct them. You can also always use stock photos. If the item is recent enough, you can probably still find modeled photos of it online where the company has used good lighting and professional models and show all of the angles so that you don't have to. I always find it good to just include like even just one photo of the actual item and just note in the description that all the photos are stock photos except for that one. I'm just gonna reiterate, take photos of your blemishes, your rips, your tears, your stains, your buttons, your zippers. Take photos of it, take notes of it. People wanna know about that, and they will try to return it if you don't list it. And they'll be able to, and you'll have to pay for return shipping. And you don't want that. Sometimes modeling clothes is one of the biggest barriers to selling clothes online, which I totally get. I am not always in the mood to put makeup on and try clothes on, especially when I feel like they don't fit me. I mean, I'm getting rid of them for a reason, so I either don't like the way they look on me or they don't fit me anymore. So if you want to skip this, I think that's okay. I think modeled photos do sell items a little bit better, and I do always see comments on Poshmark of unmodeled items asking for a modeled photo. But that's also a ton of extra work. So, you know, how much money you're gonna get paid for the item? If you're not gonna make that much money on it, don't bother. You might be able to just post your photo as is, but a little bit of editing goes a long way. And you can just do it on your phone. You don't have to go into fancy editing programs. And there are a ton of free apps on the market these days that can help you make really quick edits and will even remove the background. So you can just have like a plain white background or a color background. And they always want you to upgrade to their professional packages, and I'll let you make that choice for yourself. But they're all over the App Store and make this really easy. It's super helpful to organize all of your photos into separate folders. I have a folder called Selling 2022, which used to be called Selling 2021, and I went through it and looked at everything that's sold and deleted those things, and then I renamed it Selling 2022, and I will add all of my new things that I'm gonna sell to it. And last but not least, people love free shipping. It's really annoying. Shipping is not cheap. You can totally get screwed on this because people live different distances away. If it's like shoes are heavy. I totally get not offering free shipping, but you just build the cost into the item and somehow mentally people think they're getting a deal. It's just common sense. But I do think your item is more likely to sell when you offer it. This is for donating. Well, thanks for coming to my Selling Clothes Online TED Talk. Didn't know that's exactly what this episode was going to turn into, but I did need to clean out my closet, and I do sell clothes online, so that's what happened. If you're interested in any of these items and you live in the US, I will leave all of my links to all of my platforms where I sell things below, and you'll probably find them there. Well, thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. It helps so much. It's so helpful to do that. And commenting is also very helpful. And subscribing is also helpful. Plus, if you don't subscribe, you might miss this episode. And you don't want to miss the mending episode. I'm not going to say necessarily we're going to do all of them, but I'll probably pick a couple and we'll fix these up. Feel free to buy me a coffee in the link below if you want to support the channel even more. And I'll catch you next time at the Leopard Lodge. Bye! So I had my closet color coded. All that is left right now is black, white, and green. Leopard is a neutral. Haven't you heard?